everyone, this is Master Chuan here. It's been a long time since I last recorded a video, so I hope everyone is safe at home and also safe in your own country. I'm sorry I'm not able to travel this year, so this year for 2021 I'm going to share with you some of the Power Up 2021 information through this video. So let's get started. So today we're going to talk a bit about the luck of the 12 zodiac animals. I won't be going into the details of it, and I will just talk about the general luck for these 12 zodiac animal signs so that you can at least know whether you are in a very powerful luck for this year or you are in a very weak luck, so you can make some arrangements for yourself. Then at the same time we're going to talk about the flying stars for 2021, and also we're going to talk about what are the good dates and directions to welcome the wealth god. And also we're going to talk about what are the good dates to start work after the Lunar New Year. So let's start with, first you need to know what zodiac animal signs are you. So the cutoff point for the zodiac animals is not based on the Lunar New Year itself. It is actually based on the beginning of spring for each year. So the date that we're looking at is actually based on the 4th of February or 5th of February for each year. So it's usually between 3rd of February to 5th of February, that period. So for this year, the cutoff point is actually on the 3rd of February at 10 plus at night. So once you know that, then you know what zodiac animals are you supposed to be. So regardless of when is the Lunar New Year, you're supposed to use the 4th of February as a general cutoff point for each animal sign. For example, if you are a person born before 4th of February of 1984, you will be the pig animal sign, and if you are born after 4th of February of 1984, you should be the rat sign. So it's not dependent upon the Lunar New Year. Now let's move on. So for this year, as you can see on the chart here, basically the chart is quite easy to see. What you're looking for is something that is red color on top, the Chinese light red color. So as long as you see red color on top, there's many of them, then you're in very good luck for this year. Whereas if you have a lot of black color underneath and no red color on top, then you're not as good. For example, like the rabbit person. Okay, for those who are Vietnamese, you'll be looking at cat. Rabbit and cat is actually the same animal sign. Those of you, like for example, who are the monkey person, you'll see that there's actually this Ziwei, the Longde, and the Tianxi on top. These are very auspicious signs. So this year, for the monkey person, you are actually very, very lucky. For the rabbit person, this year you're not as lucky. Okay? So if you look at the next chart, you can pause this if you want to. So based on career, wealth luck, health, and love, so you can see the scoring over here. These are actually all the different animal signs, and if you look at the rating itself, for example, again, monkey, you have 80 for career, 80 for wealth luck, 80 for health, and 100 points for love. So this year monkey is very, very strong. So for the rat person, it's 60 for career, 70 for wealth luck, and health is only 40, so you need to take care more in terms of your health, and love will be 80 for the rat person. Then we can look at, say for example, the last one, pig. Pig is 40 for career, 20 for wealth luck, so this year you shouldn't be doing much investment, and then 40 for health, so you need to take more care in terms of your health. Then for love is 50, so you need to also pay more attention in terms of your relationship. So basically you can look into all these numbers and decide what is good and what is not so good for yourself. Now the last chart for the luck for the zodiac animals, and you can see this, all the different animals there. So rat, tiger, horse, monkey, rooster, and the dog animal signs, these are all considered pretty lucky for this year. So the lowest luck will be the ox person, the rabbit person, the goat person, and also the pig person. So all these are not very lucky. Whereas for dragon and snake, you are so-so, not too bad. Okay, so you can look into this chart and decide for yourself. Now let's move on to this topic about the Grand Duke. So the Grand Duke is basically referring to certain animal signs that are being affected each year based on the positioning of the Jupiter star, right? So basically for this year is 辛丑太岁阳性大将军. So this particular Grand Duke is the person that is in charge for this year's luck. For those who are born in a certain animal signs, especially those who are born as the dragon, the dog, ox, and also the goat person. So these are 4 animal signs that are directly affected by the Grand Duke. So you can actually resolve your problems by going to pray towards this Grand Duke to ask him to protect you, or you can actually purchase some ornaments to wear on yourself to improve your luck. For this year, the Grand Duke will be affecting these 4 animal signs: the dragon, the dog, the ox, and the goat person. So these are the 4 persons that generally their luck is not as good. So you will have more resistance in terms of your work. So you need to spend more time at work and also to pay more attention in terms of your work, because there's more resistance and it's easy for you to make mistakes. So for this year, you need to be more careful for these 4 animal signs. And also you can get something like this picture here, the Tai Sui talisman, to protect yourself. Or you can use things like wearing a jade rat. That means a jade piece with a rat carving on it. You can pray to the Grand Duke itself. There are some temples that you can go to pray for this temple, this Grand Duke, and this Grand Duke will be able to protect you. And also you can have something like a good luck charm. This is actually the Thai Tanga, which is considered the good luck charm. Generally, when you wear something like this, it will help you to boost you in terms of your general luck, and also boost you in terms of your wealth, your attraction for good people to help you, and at the same time, it can help you to ward off negative energy that is coming from other people. So it's also a very good protection that you can have. Inside this Tanga is actually this silver foil that is inscripted by hand by this master from Thailand, and it actually helps you to resolve all these different problems. They will do the chanting for this, they scroll it up, and at the same time on this Tanga there is certain hair that is from the monk, which is supposed to help you and protect you. So this Tanga is actually a very lucky charm which can help you to change your luck or improve your wealth. So next, we're going to talk about the different directions that are auspicious and inauspicious for this year. So the main directions that are not so good for this year are those directions that you want to avoid doing any knocking, any drilling, or any form of renovation at that place. So for example, the tree killings, which is at the east direction for this year. So generally, if you look from the center point of your living room, for example, so you stand in the middle of your living room and then you measure the direction and then you see the east direction. That direction is the direction that you want to avoid any drilling, any knocking. So each space where you stay, like the living room, the bedroom, or the kitchen, so each space will have its own center point instead of just measuring from the whole house. Okay. So the tree killings is actually a very vicious direction. So if you do any form of renovation at those places, it's easy for you to generate mishaps, bad luck, and sometimes you can get a series of bad things happening to you. So like falling down, injuries, or even loss of money or being cheated by people. So generally in this kind of directions, you want to avoid doing any activation at a place for this year. Then next direction will be the Grand Duke direction. The Grand Duke direction this year is actually at the northeast direction. However, it's only in the northeast 1 sector, the CHÚC sector, which is from 22.5 degrees to 37.5 degrees. That's the Grand Duke, which is what we call the Tai Sui direction. Now, then the next one will be the opposite of the Grand Duke, which is the southwest direction. Also, this is not a very good direction to do any activation. So you want to avoid doing any knocking, any drilling in these places. Then we have also the 5 yellow direction. Number 5 flying star. Number 5 flying star for this year is actually moving towards Xunhua in the southeast direction. So this southeast direction is also not a place that you want to do any activation like drilling, knocking, or any form of nailing in these places. So avoid doing any renovation in this kind of directions. Next, we got to look at the flying stars for this year. So this year, the flying stars is actually based on this chart here. These are the different directions. So you want to avoid either activating or sitting in the directions for the 5 yellow, which is southeast direction, and the number 2 black, the 2 black signal star, which is in the north direction. These 2 directions are basically the directions you want to avoid. As the name says, 2 black sickness means that if you sit at that place, it's easy for you to fall sick. Or if you sleep at that place, it's very easy for you to fall sick. So you want to avoid sleeping there. Or you can buy a bronze hulu, bronze holo for the Vietnamese, or it's actually like a god like that. So this bronze god is something that you can use to place at the floor near to this number 2 sickness star. So it will help you to neutralize the negative energy. Same for number 5. Number 5 yellow star is in the southeast direction. So you can also put a stupa or a brass ruler in this location in order to neutralize the negative energy. Then the place to activate the wealth is actually in the west direction. So this is a good direction to activate your wealth for this year. Normally for the west direction, in order to activate your wealth, you can put something that is auspicious in this place. Like for example, the wealth god, or you can place something that signifies wealth, like ingot or some kind of wealth looking like a money pot or something in this location. Then for the rest of the stars, I won't discuss too much because they are not as important. So for those of you who wants to study well, then you can activate the number 4 star for your children. In that direction is in the east direction, so you can actually place a pagoda, 9-layer green pagoda at this location to activate the studies for your children. So this one you can actually place it inside the bedroom for your children. Now next, let's move on to receiving the wealth god. So for the wealth god, this year on the Lunar New Year first day itself, the wealth god is actually coming from the east direction. So the auspicious timing to receive the wealth god is from 3 a.m. to 5 a.m. This is the best timing to do it. So if you have attended a lot of my talks in the past years, you probably will know how to do it. And if you do not know how to do this part, you can always refer to some of those people who have attended my courses before. And also, the second good timing is from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. Okay? And the items to use to pray for this wealth god, you can use 5 different types of fruits. For example, things like soursop, coconut, papaya, mango, watermelon, pineapple, small oranges, pomelo, apples. Just 5 of these 5 types of fruits will do. Then what you do is that you can set up a table either at the balcony of your house, which if so happen it faces east, or you go to the balcony itself and then set up the table such that it angles towards the east direction. If you find that the east direction happen to be somewhere inside the house, like for example it's facing the, not the door, but it's facing a certain windows, same thing, you can open up the windows, place the table there, and then face that direction and do the praying to receive the wealth god. If you are really not able to set up the table at a specific direction of east, then what you do is that you can place a table at your balcony, and then while you are praying that time, you just make sure that you turn your body towards the east direction and pray and receive the wealth god to come in and help you and assist you for the whole year. Then some common mistakes. Normally, we don't travel towards the wealth god during that timing when we are praying. So during that timing when we are praying, we are just stationary at that position, right? Then we need to pray with incense, because incense is actually a way to communicate with the deities. And also, it's not necessary to burn a lot of papers during this kind of ceremonies. It's just something that you buy what you can afford, and also you give them what is the best. And if you can afford more, you can buy more, but it doesn't mean that quantity is always the best. Sometimes you need to buy better quality papers to burn for them. And also, very important, you need to know what to say when you're praying to the wealth god. So remember, always include things like your company name or your own name, your birth date, your birth time, and then at the same time the address of the place that you want the wealth god to protect or to help you. So make sure that you give all this information before you start asking for what you want, so that the wealth god will know who you are, where you stay, and how to come and help you. What do you want? So you need to pray according to this. Remember, if you don't tell them what you want, they will not know what to give you. So you must make sure that when you ask for what you want, tell them who you are, where you are from, what timing you are born, or the date that you are born, followed by the address. So these are all very important information. And the most important is your sincerity. So when you are praying to all the gods, make sure that you pray with a sincere heart and ask for what you want. Instead of, sometimes I see people praying, but they're just going through the motion. So if you're not sincere about doing it, then don't start even. Okay? So a few things to take note when you are praying to the wealth god. Make sure that any fierce animal statues, you must cover them with red cloth or move them away for that day. And things like your bisiu, your tihiu for the Vietnamese, the lions, the tigers, all this you need to cover them up or remove them for that day. And the house must be clean, and the area for praying must be clean also. And also the house must be bright. Turn on all the lights if it is too dark. Then you can prepare spare light bulbs in case any bulbs blow during those timing. Okay. Now then, for the first day of the Lunar New Year, which is on 12th of February 2021, this day is actually clashed with the rooster person. So the traveling timing, meaning the good timing for you to leave your house, the best timing is actually between 3 to 5 a.m. Maybe this is a bit too early. Then the other one will be 9 to 11 a.m. or 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. So these are considered the very lucky timing. So you want to be able to leave your house during this kind of timing so that you can move towards the direction that is favorable. So in this year, the favorable direction for traveling is southwest and east direction. So these are directions that you want to go to harness the good energy for yourself. And the thing that you want to avoid is to avoid leaving your house around between 5 to 7 p.m. These are not very good timing. However, this means that this is referring to the first time you leave your house for the day. Okay? It does not refer to, like, for example, you already left your house to go to visit your parents, then you came back home, then you rest for a while, afternoon you want to leave your house, oh, it's 5 o'clock, I cannot leave. No, it doesn't mean that. The 5 to 7 o'clock is referring to the first time leaving the house for the day. So you just make sure that you leave the house to go and visit someone early in the morning. That means from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. or around afternoon, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Okay? So, for example, this traveling towards the southwest, assuming that my house is at this mark for Ben Thanh itself, so the Ben Thanh market itself. So assuming my house is actually marked there, taking that as the middle point, so I will look for southwest direction. So from that point going towards southwest, then I will move slightly downwards towards the left side of the map. Okay, so you can move from there towards southwest, and then you can stay in the southwest direction for maybe 10 minutes, or you can go there to have a coffee, or go there to buy something, stay around that direction for a while, maybe 10 to 15 minutes will do, or if you can stay there a bit longer, like an hour, that's fine. Then you can move on to go and visit someone. So this is what we mean by traveling towards that direction. Okay? So how you go there by the route does not matter, it's about stopping. You need to stop at that place for about 10 to 15 minutes before you move on to another place. Okay? So this is one way to harness the good energy. And the last one is regarding the starting work after the Lunar New Year. So these are some of the auspicious dates that you can choose. As you can see, all the different days and the different animal signs that are affected, so you can choose all these days. So on the second day of the Lunar New Year, which is on 13th of February, is a Saturday, and that's a good day to start work. Or you can choose on the fourth day, which is on 15th of February. You can also choose that day to start work. However, you need to avoid the timing of between 7 to 9 a.m. This day clash with the red person, so red person cannot use this day. So on and so forth. So you can see all the different dates available. So I hope all these informations will be something very useful for you before the Tet holidays, so that you can plan your leave or plan your timing properly. And the last thing I want to do here is to wish everyone a wonderful new year ahead. Stay safe, basically stay away from all those crowded places. I know it's still, COVID-19 is still around the corner, so we have to learn to protect ourselves. Stay clean, wash your hands regularly, and make sure that during the festive period, take care of your health, take care of yourself, and not too much of New Year goodies, because if you eat too much, it's easy for you to fall sick. So do watch out on what you eat, and make sure that you spend some time to visit the people you love. And I like to wish everyone 一帆风顺年年好万事如意步步高 which means that everything is smooth sailing for the whole year, and everything is up to your wish, and you can climb one step and after another, going higher and higher. So thank you very much. Bye bye.